You cannot manifest big desires from a small self-concept or self-image. What do I mean by this? If you find that you are able to call in, create, manifest small things like smaller amounts of money or smaller shifts in your experience, then when it gets to be maybe about love or wealth, like true wealth or deep fulfillment, and it's just not happening for you, it feels out of reach. Or like something that has happened with clients in the past is, they're like, I can see myself making more money. Like I could see myself getting a promotion, but I don't see myself becoming like the manager or stepping into like a true jump in income in their business or in their career. Or they are a lot of the love stuff comes up where it's like they call in dates, they call in healthier relationships, but they're not like the deeply fulfilling, truly like in love, healthy, passionate relationships that they're desiring and hoping to receive. The reason that this happens is when you cannot see yourself. I'm going to say it one way and then I'm going to go back and say it a few different ways. But if you cannot see yourself as the person who gets to have these things or that actually has them. So if you've I start to get like pictures in my head of things that like I'm being guided to share. But if you are somebody that can see what it is that you desire, but you don't think that it's possible for you, or like with the relationship piece, right? They're like, Ashley, I really want to be in a healthy, loving, committed relationship, but I think that all men suck, right? Like it is going to be difficult for you to then call in a healthy, committed relationship. If you are like, Ashley, I really want to increase my income by $100,000 a year, but I think that there's not enough money to go around, or I think that businesses are struggling, or that potential clients are struggling with money, then it's going to be just about impossible for you to get to that level, for you to open yourself up to have the type of relationship with the type of people or person that you actually desire to call in. It can feel impossible to shift this, but it's actually pretty simple. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but I am going to say that it's simple. So let me slow down and go back a little bit. So, how does self-concept or self image define your results? So the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, we'll just go with the universe because that feels good for today. But the universe doesn't respond to what you want. I've seen some people be like, well, make a list of your desires or, make a vision board, right? Like those are not bad things to do. However, that's not going to get you what you want, right? Like just being like, I want this thing. I really want this thing. That's not how this works. So the universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to who you believe you are. So self-image, self-concept is, who do you believe yourself to be? What do you believe that you get to have? What do you believe that you get to experience? If you desire a six-figure business, but you see yourself as somebody that always just has enough, you'll or that it's never enough. That one is like a really big theme with most of my clients where it's like the more money I make, the more bills I have. Like I always am just getting by. It's like you'll unconsciously repel new opportunities or ways in which your income gets to grow, and they're like compounding interest. Like there's all these terms. It's like we're not doing that right now. But it's like you'll unconsciously create situations where you have more bills, where you are spending more than you are making. And so it's like you're always going to be in this like loop of making more but still never having enough. And the point here with self-concept is it's not about mindset hacks, right? Like most people that come to me, if you're watching this, you understand mindset, you understand, finding the beliefs and changing the beliefs and all of that. What I'm talking about now is like embodiment. Because it's not enough to like logically know things. You have to be willing to embody a new version of yourself. That is embodying the new beliefs, embodying a better self-concept is what makes you magnetic to your desires. So, what a small self-image looks like. So, these are beliefs and actions that you are taking from a place that is not helpful to growth, right? So, this is a huge one with both men and women is feeling like you have to prove yourself or earn everything. So I talk about this a lot in my videos where it's like we are conditioned to believe that we have to work hard, that we have to earn and prove and fight and justify, especially as women, our very existence. And it's like the quickest way to repel your desires. It is the quickest way for you to be like, no, actually, I don't want that subconsciously, right? Another example is downplaying your desires to seem reasonable. And even I kind of get this way a little bit when I'm talking about income goals and like, where I have been or where my clients are at, where it's like if I'm like, they want to up by $10,000 a month, I know that like societally that's probably not as acceptable as in my work and in my world. And there always is that sense of like self-protection to want to downplay it and be like, actually, like if you want to like earn an extra $100 a month, it's like downplaying the desire to seem reasonable, to seem acceptable, back to the good girl conditioning, right? Like to be don't ask for too much. And that becomes problematic because you're not actually fully embodying the desire. You're not like, no, actually, I want the love of a lifetime. It's like, no, I just, I don't want to have to, like beg a man. It's like, no, I like fully embodied. What is it that you desire? And it doesn't mean that you have to be like, telling everybody and like getting a megaphone, but like within yourself, stop downplaying your desires. Another big one, especially for women, I mean, it shows up with men too, but this is huge with women. It's this subconscious belief that people like me don't get to have that. It can seem difficult for women to believe that if you're a housewife or society expects you to XYZ, it can be limiting in your ability to see people like me getting to have that, especially when you get to a place where you understand co-creation, you understand manifestation, you understand this work, and you're asking for more and bigger desires. It's like, who does she think she is, right? Like people like her, people like me don't get to have that level of success. People like me don't get to have that type of relationship. I hesitate to say this because I understand what it can feel like, but it's like it's almost nonsensical. It's like people like me don't get to have that. Why not, right? Another example is manifesting breadcrumbs instead of like the full relationship or the full desire because you think that that's what you're worthy of. Probably because of that's what you've always had, and the past tends to be societally like what we're conditioned to believe. The past is a good indicator of what we will allow ourselves to have, and which is bullshit. Like you get to change that. But again, you don't receive what you desire, you receive what you allow yourself to become. So, how to start seeing yourself differently. Identify, this is where I think journaling can be helpful, especially if you're like just starting to do this, or if you're tapping into a new desire that you haven't like worked through. Journaling can really help because you can really start to write down your beliefs. So like identify the dominant story that you believe about yourself or that you carry. So like at the top of the page, right? I'm the one who dot 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 like gets left. I'm the one that has to work hard. I'm the one that isn't supported. I'm the one who gets left on red. I'm the one who like gets passed by, doesn't get chosen. I'm the one who I'm just thinking of like things that people have said to me. Um, I'm the one who uh everybody else depends on, but that I can't depend on anybody else. Like these are some of the beliefs that are deeply rooted in the people that uh I've worked with or that have been in my world. So write down some beliefs that you carry about yourself and the way that you view yourself in the world, right? Like I don't get to have this because I believe this about myself, like these types of things. And then you can almost like flip it where you write the opposite of the things, or you can just like start with a clean slate, a clean page, and write, I'm the one who, and, or I'm the woman who is chosen, is supported. I am the woman who feels safe to receive. I am the woman who gets chosen because I choose myself. I am wealthy. Years ago, I was working with somebody. I don't remember who it was. It might have just been like in their Facebook group or something. I don't remember. It was like 10 years ago. And they were like kind of like an affirmation that you just say over and over to yourself. And it's like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am loved, I am, and like saying the things over and over. So like whenever I think about this, that pops into my head. And like a little nugget for you. If other people around me are coming down with colds or like start sneezing or whatever, I just go within and I tell myself, I am healthy. I am healthy. The people in my house are all healthy. We're healthy. I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm healthy. And I just tell myself, we are healthy. We are healthy. We are healthy. And it's the same thing on a larger scale where it's like, I'm the woman who gets to have whatever the fuck she wants. I am the one who is supported. I am the one that, like, the universe has chosen to be successful, like, whatever. And even if you don't believe it about yourself, start telling yourself, start acting as if, start deciding as if you are that version of you. Start living your life fully embodied as this woman. Um, so for example, okay, so like I just got a visual of like going on a first date, right? And it's like there you can have the belief of I'm the person that doesn't get chosen, or I'm, like I don't even know why I'm doing this because I'm not somebody that gets to have love, like whatever. Or you can like be getting ready and being like I'm chosen, and now I get to decide if I'm choosing this person. I get to decide that even if this doesn't work out, I'm still going to have a good time. It's like how you and like feel good within your system. This is how you start to shift and start to call in your actual person by being the version of you now. If I had the relationship I desired, I would be excited about getting ready to go on a date. If I was making or receiving the type of money that I decided, I would be fucking thrilled to get up and go to work every day, whatever that looks like, right? And it's like allowing yourself and the urge is gonna come where it's like, yeah, but I don't want to fucking get out of bed this morning, or I don't want to go on another freaking first date. And it's like, yes, okay, and I am the version of me that has it. How would she think? How would she feel? How would she be behaving in this moment? Right? So, a mini practice here is visualize the version of you that has the thing. And then ask yourself, how does she see herself or how does he see himself? If I had the income that I desired, I would look at the mirror and be like, yeah, you're a bad bitch, right? Like, it's just a silly example, but it's like, so then do that now. Do these things now. I don't know why they're showing me this, but they're like, if you were the woman or the man or whatever that's in the relationship that you desire, you might be like, oh, I'm going to clean my house because they're coming over, even though you know nobody's coming over, right? But it's like being in that embodiment of the person, of the version of you that has the relationship, that has the income, that has whatever it is that you desire. This is something that takes work and takes practice. And the more that you do it, the more your external shifts, the more you step towards and become part of the unfolding of your desires in such a way that it becomes the natural rhythm to your life. It becomes habit. It becomes you, right? And you get to the place where you're like, oh, I'm not that version of me before that could only receive breadcrumbs. I'm not the version of me that is at plateaued at a certain level. And you're like, oh, wow, like when did that happen? Because you do this day in and day out. And it's like moment by moment decisions to be the version of you that already has it, even though you don't currently have it. So this is deep work. It's not that it's effort. It's not that it's like things that you need to be doing. It's who you are becoming and who you are believing yourself to be. And when you feel yourself going back to or catch yourself going back to the less than ideal version of yourself, you catch it and you bring yourself back. You catch it and bring yourself back. You catch it and bring yourself back over and over and over again. It is about identity. It's about shifting who you are on the inside, and then everything outside of you will start to respond. So I'd love to hear in the comments below any questions that you have and your takeaway from this. And I'd also like to hear what it is that you are currently shifting into to manifest. Yeah, so leave me a note in the comments.